Hey guys, how you going? Hopefully you can hear me better today. I did go and get a new microphone again because I did have trouble with the other one. So, okay, I wanted to get on with this today. There's a bit of questioning going on about the Q posts. Okay, Q did post this, Obama Foundation status, because it had someone who looked like George Floyd here on the front of it. Okay, now you can see the date, May the 18th. So he was just pointing it out and saying reconcile, and then someone wrote this: Q, you really need to walk that last one back. The same reason a thumbnail of a grey clapboard shows up on a YouTube video when it's been deleted. The thumbnail is current, obama.org main image, but the content is old. Q, you really need to retract that. And then Q has pointed this out to explain. And there's all this code talk. Def visit Twitter and log in, visit HTTPS cards dev twitter.com validator. Input is JS username field sent. What they're showing you is this is what I believe it is. I don't understand how people don't get the Q post. The tweet card updated because the site updated. However, that is not what Q is pointing us to. Web developers frequently use the card validator privately before they update a page to make sure the card looks proper before they go live. What Q is saying is 1. They control Twitter, and 2. They saw Obama web developers sent requests to validate the George Floyd card before the Floyd event happened. It's a warning. We caught you. And then Q wrote, not all posts are meant for anons, which obviously was this one here and this one here. In other words, they caught them. And then I just want to check this one. That's that guy again, who speaks very well about the whole situation. I will see if I can play it. Hang on one second.
That time period, August of 2017, the former Deputy Attorney General testified before the Senate's Judiciary Committee. Senator Graham said that there was no there in August of 2017. I wanted to ask you if you agree with that statement, and why is that time period, August of 2017, so significant in your estimation?
Well, let me answer that specifically to on your point of your question. So what happened in August 2017 is Rod Rosenstein finally put together what's called the scope memo of the investigation that was 4 or 5 months later after he appointed Robert Mueller to run the special counsel. And in that scope memo, it's essentially filled with the Steele dossier, the Clinton dirt, the Democratic National Committee dirt, where they smeared it all over the Trump campaign, opened up an investigation that then ultimately turned into the Mueller investigation. So here you have August of 17, months, nearly a year after this whole thing has been debunked by the people that were running the investigation. Okay, so they knew in January of 17 that there was nothing to the Steele dossier. They know the sources were either bogus, phony, or lying, and essentially there were no Trump people colluding with any Russians by 2017. So you have to ask yourself, what on earth was Robert Mueller doing and Rod Rosenstein doing using that dossier months after this investigation was ongoing? And I always say, when Robert Mueller walked through the door in May of 2017 and says, where are the Russians, guys? And they say, oh, sorry, Bob, no Russians here. Oh, okay, let's just open an obstruction of justice trap on the President of the United States. That's what they did.
And it sounds like Mr. Rosenstein more or less admitted a big chunk of that in his Senate testimony. Is that accurate, do you think?
Rosenstein, I would say at best, is a very slippery figure. his answers. I have to go back and actually read specifically through his testimony, because I'm not sure it really matches with our investigation, the House Republican investigation on the Intelligence Committee. It doesn't really match what we know about what Mr. Rosenstein knew and when he knew it. And I want to be very careful with that, because we want to go and look and analyze it. But I can tell you, I'm at a minimum, I would say, I'm perplexed by Rosenstein's testimony of being, unaware of all these things that occurred in 15, 16, 17, and 18, especially when he's there in 17 and 18. Very bizarre answers, I think, he gave the Senate.
Would it occur to you, in your opinion, that he was perhaps being disingenuous with the committee?
Well, there's a fine line between disingenuous and lying, and that's what we need to figure that out. But I got to look. Look, he's been a lawyer for a long time, been at DOJ for a long time. Like I said, he knows how to operate, and so we got to look at what really was his testimony.
It seemed like he was, in the testimony, perhaps laying a lot of implicitly, I think, laying a lot of the blame at the feet of Andrew McCabe, saying that he was misled, or at least implying that, saying that Mr. McCabe was not forthcoming. Do you think that's an accurate description, perhaps, of Mr. McCabe and his conduct, based on what you...
Well, the one thing that I will say in Mr. Rosenstein's favor is that, he came to the coup late. Well, we don't have any evidence that Rosenstein was involved in the plot to really take out a president in 16 or early 17. But sometime between when he appoints Mueller and writing the scope memo in August of 17, so May 17 to August of 17, Rosenstein effectively knows they're running an obstruction of justice trap on the President of the United States for an underlying crime that they have no evidence of. And that's what really doesn't make sense. Rosenstein appointed Mueller. He claims in the Senate testimony that he had a team, they were getting updates. We really need to know who was on Rosenstein's team and what updates were they giving him, because his story doesn't jive with reality.
Congressman Devin Nunes from the 22nd District of California, Central Valley, the breadbasket of the universe. Thank you for joining us on One American News.
Always
his pleasure, obviously. Sorry guys, I cut that off right at the end there. But there's more. Okay. Q also said D-Day Patriots. Okay, we will have our country back. D-Day in the military. D-Day is the day on which the combat attack or operation is to be initiated. The best known D-Day is during World War II on June the 6th, 1944, the day of the Normandy landings, initiating the Western Allied effort to liberate Western Europe from Nazi Germany. However, many other invasions and operations had a designated D-Day both before and after that operation. The terms D-Day and that one are used for the day and hour on which combat attack operation is to be initiated. So there you go. Okay, today is the day it's initiated, or yesterday, depending on where you are. For me it's just been one day, but for the United States and the UK it would have started last night and continued on this morning. Okay, so what I wanted to say about this is it could get worse before it gets better. I'm not real I mean, when they say that the people have to be shown, they can't be told, they also mean that they're pushing it right to the edge. Okay, they're going to push it right to the edge so people wake up. And, yeah, that could be a bit... It could get more intense anyway. Also, if you are armed, I did hear of a man pulling a gun out and shooting in the air, and then he was attacked. So be sure, if you're going to pull it out, you're going to use it. And I don't say that lightly. I would not tell anyone to do anything. But like the sheriff had said in Polk County, he said, if they start breaking into through your door, you blow them back out the door. And believe me, I'm not for violence. I'm not a violent person, but if it comes to protecting yourself, you have to do whatever you have to do to protect yourself and your family. Okay guys, listen to these very, very misled people.
Alright, Billy Crew here, heading down to DC. We're getting close. We're going to join Refuse Fascism in demanding no murder by police, no fascist police state, no fascist military war on the people. Trump Pence out now. We're going to organize thousands to escalate this struggle for justice, to remove the Trump-Pence regime through the power of the people. So we're going to share some chants with you that we're proud.
Hang on. The power of the people voted President Trump into office. So she's going to try and overthrow that, is she? And she's also threatening to escalate. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're crossing state lines, aren't they? To create havoc. As far as I know, they can be charged for that.
Practicing. Here we go. Silence is complicity with white supremacy. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Trump, Pence, out now. Silence is complicity with white supremacy. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Trump, Pence, out now. Get in the streets and stay. Come back every day. We got shit to say. Trump, Pence.
Okay, they just continue blabbering on and on. They can't even remember the words to their own chant. So, this is from James Wood. About the guy though, I'm crying laughing. Yeah, he obviously a soy boy, and these are severely misled people, or they're trying to start trouble. Now, came across a very interesting article from the New York Post. The lying about Donald Trump is now completely out of control. Anti-Trump liberals, i.e. Democrats and the media, just have to find something, anything, wrong with the president, even if it means making it up. The perpetually not President Hillary Clinton, on Monday, shared a side-by-side photo of the White House. Not now. One lit up in a rainbow spectrum from 2015 when Barack Obama was in office, and the other appearing almost in pitch black with no lighting. Elections matter, tweeted Clinton. Former Obama advisor David Axelrod shared the same image of the darkened White House, calling it perfect symbolism because if ever the country needed the occupant of the White House to shed light and not heat, now is the time. Sadly, the lights are out. Yet it turns out the photo passed off as a metaphor for Trump's apathy toward police brutality and racism was actually like the rainbow White House from the Obama years. So pervasive was that meme on social media that the Associated Press was moved to fact-check and let liberals know that, sorry, the slam dunk on Trump was actually an embarrassing rebound. People even started saying Trump was hiding in his bunker, and the lights went out until a CNN reporter pointed out the main lights always go out at 11 p.m. It's not as if this hasn't happened before. Recall the images of children in cages that were all the rage heading into summer 2018, passed off as demonstrable proof that the Trump administration demonstrable proof that the Trump administration was taking a needlessly callous, hard line in locking up illegal immigrants. These photos ended up being from 2014, again, when Obama was president. Indeed, based on some of the TV coverage, you'd think Trump actually spat on the memory of George Floyd, the black man who died in Minneapolis while a white police officer kneeled on his neck. In reality, Trump has been exceedingly sensitive and respectful to Floyd's memory, calling his death a tragedy that should never have happened. He added that the incident filled Americans all over the country with horror, anger and grief. Last week, just 2 days after Floyd's death, Trump ordered FBI and the Justice Department officials to conduct an expedited investigation into the matter. Yet the press ignores all this, suggesting instead that he's refused to address the tragic episode at all. Then the looting, destruction and violence sparked in Minneapolis, Atlanta, Louisville and Washington DC. Sorry guys, couldn't get my mouth around that. That was apparently Trump's fault too. CNN political analyst David, I'm going to call him David Gerken, said Tuesday that Trump's referrals to himself as the president of law and order functioned as race baiting and in turn would deliberately incite violence, and that's why I called him David Gerken. I'm not fussed on trying to get his name right. Liberal Washington Post columnist Dana Milbank wrote Monday that the riots and destruction we are seeing are the wages of Trump's hate-filled incumbency. The always hysterical Don Lemon on CNN said late last week that Trump has contributed to the environment we're now experiencing. I think Obama did more of that. He did more separating in race than anyone. It never ends, but these aren't mistakes. This is how national media are intended to operate in the Trump era. If they can't find something wrong with him, they'll make it up. Eddie Scarry is a columnist for the Washington Examiner. Then we have this, guys. I think this has got something to do with that. What is it? It's an alert map for something. Earth Star Geographics. Is that flight travel or something, or? You guys can let me know what this is. Oh, it's earthquakes. Okay, look at all this. Earthquakes around the world. Are they earthquakes or are they something else? Wow, it's pretty interesting. What, all over the United Kingdom as well? In Europe? One out of Africa. Every time I press one of these, it goes back to home. Okay. The importance of this cannot be expressed more clearly. Archive offline immediately. Offline only. Future events RE. Intel trip to North Korea will make heads roll. Pompeo, most senior official to visit North Korea since when? Future proofs past. What they mean, anything on the keyboards and that, if you can screenshot and archive it offline, or any of the links, anything you can find, start archiving it offline. I think they're going to take the internet out. In the US, it may go down there. The 10 days of darkness could be that the internet goes out in just the US. I don't know. I don't think any of us know right now what's going to happen. But we know that D-Day has started. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry if you can hear me breathing. And now they destroyed Children's Hospital in Houston. Oh, that's just great. I'm sorry if you can hear me breathing, but I'm hoping the sound is better than what it was. Oh, Black Lives Matter and Antifa looting a gun store now. I thought the left didn't believe in guns. Time for the Marines, they're saying. Okay, well, I'm waiting for updates now. I don't want to watch any more of the violence, as you know. I'm pretty sure we're about to see a whole lot of that, and I don't think that we need to see any more than what we have to. Okay? Yep, see, more people are saying not all posts are meant for Anons, and they're not. Some of them are talking to each other, some of them are calling the deep state out. So I think something big is about to happen, guys. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it is lovely to just connect with nature. After this, it'll be really good, guys. The end will be good, but in the meantime, it could get quite disturbing. I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't think any of us do. But Hillary Clinton has to testify in court on September the 9th. So I think it's safe to say another FF will happen September 8th. Their playbook is old and predictable. And that's replying to somebody else. See, this is why I can't understand Twitter as well, is sometimes people are replying to people and they just turn up as like a post. So I can't see. And when I go into my notifications, if someone is replying to me, I don't know what they're replying to. How do you find it? Like, I found that, okay. But when people yeah, if someone answered to me something and I didn't know what they were talking about. So I can't work Twitter properly, guys. So if you do answer me and I don't respond, I'm trying my hardest. It's the same with my emails, and I've had to turn Messenger on Facebook off completely. So if you want to contact me, the best way is just through email, or tell me on Facebook you've sent me a message. It's the only other way, because I'm getting hammered with messages on Facebook from people who just want to say hello, and I can't answer them at all at the moment. I need to get to people who are giving me information, and because I've accepted all these friend requests, I've got friend requests from Nigeria and everywhere, but they're the ones that try and I don't know how many of you know this, but a lot of those accounts, they try to get to middle-aged women who are single to try and either get over to the country or to take money from them. So I'm not even getting into that at all with my messenger. So I've just sort of left my messenger alone. Unless people tell me that they've given me a message, I won't know. So I can't see all my comments. And another thing, when I heart your comments on YouTube now, I go back and the heart's gone. So I try and heart it again, and then I'll go back and it's gone again. So if you get a heart from me and it disappears, please understand it's not me. I don't know what they're doing. Not only that, they're deleting a lot of comments, because I see them come in and then they go, they've just gone. It's getting harder to keep up with the spam and hell for review folders. I do check them, and I do release all the comments. I don't like any of the comments being held back, no matter how bad they are, even if they're really criticising me quite badly. I think I have freedom of speech, no matter what. It's just up to those people. I will just not respond to them if they're nasty. So And I just let it go. I don't bother too much with it, guys. It doesn't get to me. So I'm still looking into the CV thing. There's a lot of interesting information that I'm finding to put along with the email I got about Corona and the code talk for it. So I'm digging up a lot of stuff right now. I will do that video. Believe me, I have got a lot of information for that. So if you can bear with me for a little while longer, guys, and please let me know if the sound is better. I think now my voice overtakes even the footage. Normally it was the other way around, but I think now my voice is much louder than the rest of the footage if I show you a video or anything. So let me know, and let me know how the sound is. If you're getting any interference, anything at all, just let me know, because I will try and fix it as much as I can. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there for now. Look, just really look after yourselves, guys, right now, okay? Yourself and your family, and especially your state of mind. Please go back and listen. In my last video in the description box, there is a video for relaxing, and if you can, if you are able to, I would listen to that. Yeah, I just don't know how bad it's going to get, okay? And I don't mean to laugh, it's not funny, I just don't know. So, but I believe the fight is about to start, and it will be right in front of us, I think, from now on. Okay guys, I hope you have a good one. Stay safe and stay calm most of all, because when you're in a situation, you need to be able to think and not panic. I know what panic does, because I've been there, and you can't think. You need to put the panic aside and think first, and panic later if you can. You know, if anything big goes down. But it could even be, yeah, it could even be that they do end up getting to Trump, or getting into the White House at least. I don't know. Oh no, don't forget that Q said Trump will be a safe and AF1 when all this starts going down. So look, we just don't know. We've got nothing else to do but guess and try and go off what we've seen here. So what I might do is I might start going through the old Q posts, turn it upside down, and go from the beginning and see what we can come up with. Okay guys, have a good one wherever you are. Stay safe and stay calm. We're all here with you, okay? We're praying for you. Everywhere that is in trouble right now, and I know it's all over the world pretty much. We are praying for each other, and we're all in this together, guys. Okay, have a good one. Bye.